Hello everybody and welcome back. Today we are back playing Genshin. We are continuing with the 5.7 Archon quest, A Space and Time for You. Last time we very quickly found out that Natlan is being invaded by the Abyss Order. They are waging war against Natlan, and we also found a key to the spaceship that we arrived in Tibet in. And we have ours, so it must be our brothers. On top of all these crazy things happening, we ran into a very mysterious girl looking for the savior who happens to fit the description of our brother, and she's got some eyes that happen to fit the description of Conria eyes, but we don't know too much about her yet. So we right now we're going to go to the Masters of the Nightwind, see how they're doing in their battle, and see if we can offer them any help. So let's get started.
Oh, you're back! How did it go? Find anything?
Nothing substantial, unfortunately. But we had the weirdest experience.
So I take it that the war's still on?
No progress yet, I'm afraid.
That's okay. I just wasn't sure, because things seemed to be at a standstill while you were gone. The Abyss Order hasn't attacked us. And since we don't know what they're planning, we haven't made a move either.
Weird.
In a word, it's a stalemate. The guards have been keeping watch around the clock, but for everyone else, you wouldn't even know we're at war.
Huh. Really makes you wonder what the Abyss Order's thinking.
I was wondering, Traveler, if you have the time, could you go and pay a visit to the guards? They've been working a pretty demanding schedule. I was gonna go see them myself, but I'm sure they'd appreciate a visit from the greatest hero of our time.
Oh, but you're a great hero too, Yan-san.
This is technically my sibling's fault, so...
Great. Thanks, you two.
Alright. Time to give the guards a little pep talk. You're not the guards. You're the guards.
Wow, Tumaini, our hero. We've actually fought together before. You probably don't remember it, though.
Of course I do.
You do? Then it's truly an honor to serve alongside you once more.
Thank you for standing guard this whole time.
It's all good. Honestly, it's not been that much work. Haven't heard a peep from the enemy.
Have you seen anything out of the ordinary?
Nothing that would indicate an impending attack. I've spotted a bunch of Abyss Order operatives, but they weren't acting hostile, just hanging around.
Weird.
There were even moments when they seemed to be meditating. At least, that's what it looked like to me. Maybe it's part of their religion or something. Out of an abundance of caution, I asked some shamans from the tribe to take a look and see if there was anything nefarious at work. But they didn't sense anything untoward, so we just put it down to religious ceremony and left them to it.
Huh.
That is
Interesting.
strange.
Oh well, the more time they spend meditating, the less time they spend trying to beat us to a pulp.
Seems suspicious though. Could this be related to their true objective?
Well, the shamans didn't raise any concerns, so how bad could it be?
I guess you have
As
a
far
point.
as I'm concerned, so long as they don't pose an active threat, they can do all the cult worship activities they want. Besides, as soon as everything's in place and we're ready for an all-out offensive, there'll be no match for us.
Sounds like morale is pretty high. Guess there's strength and confidence in numbers. Let's keep going, Traveler.
Huh? Is that Tumaini? What brings you here? Is this like a meet and greet?
Oh my gosh.
I wasn't. I'm so nervous.
Hey, come on! You marched to war without
Relax.
so much as blinking. What's so scary about a chat with a Traveler, huh?
It's not the same thing at all. There are plenty of chances to go to war, but a one-on-one chat with our great hero, that could be a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. How can I not be nervous? What if I say something wrong? Or if my posture's bad? Or if I accidentally make a weird expression with my face? One bad impression can stick for life.
No one's here to judge you on your posture or your facial expressions. Relax!
Yeah, calm down.
All right, then.
You're fine.
I'm sorry, great hero, but I have a small favor to ask.
Let Paimon guess. An autograph, right? That's easy.
May I challenge you to a fight?
Oh,
What?
okay.
How can you be so audacious and so sheepish at the same time? Huh. Paimon's starting to think your nervousness is all just an act.
No, of course not. I just figured that if I don't ask now, I'll regret it for the rest of my life. But I am still on patrol. So please, Great Paimon,
Great Paimon.
if you wouldn't mind taking over for me for just a few minutes.
Ugh, again with the sheepish audacity. Just pick one or the other, will you?
What are you waiting for? Bring it on.
Obviously, I never expected to win, but until now, I didn't appreciate just how great the gulf was between us. I'll be bragging about the day I got to spar with Tumaini for the rest of my
Aw.
life. Today's really my lucky day.
So cute.
Ugh, Paimon can't keep up with you. Your tone has changed all over again. Now you've had a spar with the Traveler. What gives?
Well, some people connect through conversation, but we warriors bond by sparring. And now that I've had a bout with the hero, we're no longer strangers. Nothing to be nervous about anymore.
Okay. Well, to each their own. But Paimon's still gonna stick to conversation.
Have you noticed anything out of the ordinary?
Not at all. We haven't spotted any new enemy movements.
As Paimon expected, nothing here either. Let's do another lap and get back to Yan-san.
You're back. So, did the guards find anything?
Nothing much, no. Someone mentioned that the Abyss Order has been doing some kind of meditation or prayer, but apparently it seemed harmless. Paimon wants to lodge a complaint about one of the guards, though. His name's Kentalo.
Paimon. Ignore Paimon.
Traveler? You're back already? And no one thought to wake me up, huh?
In fairness, you look pretty hungover. Can't imagine anyone wanting to wake you up in that state.
I'll have you know I'm perfectly sober when I'm hungover. Okay. I'll admit that sounds strange at face value, but regardless, what I meant to say is, I heard something about the Abyss Order engaging in meditation.
Yeah, that's right. Does that mean anything to you, Lolly?
I sensed something strange in my dream. It
Uh-oh.
was vague, but it seemed as if some noise had found its way into Natlan's ley lines.
They bring the loom with them?
What does that mean?
Hard to say. I don't think it had any tangible effect on the Night Kingdom or on our ley lines, but still, it's like a signal that exists on a different dimension of reality. It might not interfere with ours or pose any detectable risk, but I just get the sense that something strange is going on.
Oh. So even someone as familiar with the ley lines as you can't tell what's going on. No wonder the shamans that Satura called to the front lines couldn't sense anything.
Ian-san, I think we should go talk to the chiefs. There's no point dragging this out. We need to take the initiative and drive the Abyss Order out of Natlan for good.
If that's the Council of Granny Eatsley, I'm sure the chiefs will agree. But it will still take us some time to gather the required force. In war, adequate planning and preparation is the key to victory.
Sure, but the finer details aren't my concern. Anyway, I'll leave you to it. Just remember to come find me when you're ready to talk to the chiefs.
Actually, since you're here, I might as well ask one more question.
Oh? Sure, what is it?
Have you ever heard of monsters that are only visible to certain people?
Huh, you mean only select individuals can see them? Now that's a strange one. I guess they could be manifestations of a disturbed psyche? Or extreme negativity embodied in physical form? It could also be a simple case of dead monsters whose souls got stuck here somehow. Well, I say simple. Things quickly get confusing when you start looking into monster souls. For starters, trying to figure out which classification system to use is a real pain in the—
All right, we get it. Granny Eatsley's learning and wisdom knows no bounds. But could we just get the short answer?
Hey, I was just thinking out loud. You really think I was just trying to flaunt my knowledge? Anyway, the short answer is,
There are many potential explanations for the kind of phenomenon you describe. That said, it's not something I've ever encountered in all my years.
Whew, wow. Okay. Well, if Granny Eatsley's never seen it, it might as well not exist, right?
Hey, I'm not that old!
I agree. It's hard to say what it was for sure.
Care to elaborate on what happened? This all sounds
I know we're being
rather
so vague about
mysterious.
this. We should probably explain a little bit better.
Really? You had to hold her hand to see the monsters? That sounds a little contrived.
Huh? That's the part that bothers you?
Maybe the point is more that it requires direct physical contact, whether that be hand-holding or otherwise. But that's neither here nor there. What bothers me is, it sounds like she's convinced that your sibling, the leader of the Abyss Order, is a savior.
Yeah, that's the weird part to me
That really
too.
makes me question whose side this girl is on. And
Though,
whether what she told you about
if we
her
are to
background
believe that she
actually
is
the truth.
Conrian, then, like, yeah, he would be her savior, although he's evil to everyone else.
Sorry if that comes across
Such
as
a gray
paranoid.
area. He's so
It's
complicated.
just hard not to be suspicious of everything when we're in the middle of a war.
Actually, Paimon feels like you make a fair point.
Whoever this girl is, she sounds like bad news.
Okay, well, you're clearly just jumping to conclusions.
Do you think she's a spy?
It's hard to know what to make of it. A young lady all by herself, lost in the middle of nowhere, sees monsters that no one else can, calls the leader of the Abyss Order her savior.
Yeah, you're
At
making
the
some
very
good
least,
points.
we should remain vigilant. Keep a close watch on her.
Sounds sensible. On that note, we probably shouldn't have left her
No,
by
she sounded
herself
so
in that
confident,
cave.
but
Traveler,
we should probably
still
go back
need
and
some
get her.
time to muster our forces. Maybe you could check on her if you're not busy. Just be careful.
Happy to, although I doubt she means us any harm.
It's settled then. Let's go check on her. Here we are. Deirdre will still be here, right? Oh, it's so quiet though. Uh-oh. What if Yansan was right? Maybe she never intended to stay here at all.
Let's stay quiet and moving carefully. Oh no.
Traveler, watch out!
It was a good try. Maybe she really is.
Oh, sorry. I didn't know it was you. I heard a noise and I thought it was the monsters coming to get me. Did I hurt you? Oh, I'm so sorry. I wasn't thinking straight.
No, that was a good thought. If I'd thought it would hurt, I would have tried to dodge, and somehow it still hurt less than I expected. Oh
That
no.
was scary. Paimon thought we'd walked into a trap. Maybe we shouldn't have sneaked in without announcing it. Then you would have known we weren't monsters.
To be honest, I've been really on edge since you left. I just have this constant feeling that any second, the monsters are gonna come back and get me. And it's not like I can run from them. There's also no way to cook here. It's good you got back when you did. Another hour and a half and you probably would have found me starved to death.
That's weirdly precise. Though, it does explain why your attack on the Traveler was so weak. Wait, if you really thought you were gonna starve or get killed by monsters, why'd you promise that you'd be okay here on your own?
I just didn't want to lose face in front of my hero. She already saved my life once. That's more than enough. I just don't want to come across as a constant burden.
Huh. For someone on the brink of starvation, you're pretty preoccupied with your image. What's the real reason?
What? That is the real reason. I'm kind of bearing my soul here, you know?
Oh no. Could she really just be an injured civilian?
Anyway, so, could you make me some food now?
That's pretty bold.
Paimon's getting hungry now, too. Go on, then. You can join us for dinner.
Whew. I am so full. Thanks for saving me, again. Starvation feels like a distant memory now.
No trouble at all.
You can really pack it away, Deirdith.
Oh my gosh.
That explains how you had the energy to make it this far.
Paimon, that's crazy.
I tried so hard to hold back, but it looks like I still came across like a total glutton.
Paimon didn't even realize how late it is. Hey, the night sky here is really pretty.
Yeah, and it's all thanks to you both that I'm able to relax and enjoy it. I was cooped up in that cave the whole time you were gone. Now, I'm finally out. The air seems fresher, and the stars more beautiful than ever before.
You weren't in there that long.
But she thought she was gonna starve to death. The time probably passed unbearably slowly.
When I was young, I used to lie on the roof of my house, gazing up at the stars. And often, my mind would drift to this question. Is this starry sky actually real?
Wait, why would she think that? Does she know about the false sky?
But my grandma would tell me, the answer to that question doesn't really matter. Think of all the people in our village who spend their entire lives here, she'd say. To them, that little village is their whole world. And so, if it's our destiny to live beneath this sky all our lives, then whatever may or may not lie beyond, this is our world. And that sky is real to us.
Paimon kinda gets you, but also not really. Is it kind of like how journeying with the Traveler is everything to Paimon right now?
That seems kind of right, but also not really.
I really treasured my world. For a really long time, the village was my everything. The houses, the scenery, stories I always loved to hear about the Savior, but I could never bring myself to agree with Grandma. Even if the village was my entire world, I still had to know what lay outside its borders.
Yeah! Go you!
So, I finally ventured out and set off on my journey to find the Savior. I'm going to make my world bigger, one step at a time. And I'm not going to stop until I've seen what's beyond the stars. Maybe then, I'll finally get an answer to the question I had as a child.
Beyond the stars.
Who knows? Maybe one day, I'll be sitting and chatting just like we are now, but with someone from another world.
She's saying very weirdly specific things
Yeah.
that she shouldn't
one
know
day.
about.
If only we could tell her. But it's probably best not to open that can of worms right now.
Yeah, I agree.
need to find the Savior and protect my world. Then, I can make sure it continues to grow. That's the most worthwhile thing I could think of doing. So I've been giving it everything I've got.
You know what? That's pretty cool. Paimon kinda wants to root for you now.
Oh, sorry. I got a little carried away. I always get chatty after a hearty meal. Just like my grandma.
Oh. The more we chat, the more convinced I am that she's not a bad person. And it doesn't sound like she's been brainwashed by the Abyss Order. Maybe we can afford to trust her.
Hold on. Shh. It's them. The monsters are back.
Where? Oh, still invisible, huh?
Guess we gotta try that trick again. Oh my gosh. Girl, get over it if you want to live.
Can you see them now?
Yeah, stay back. I'll handle them. It's like yellow. Hello?
Oh, Paimon still can't see anything. But please, be careful.
I like when the Traveler gets to use other elements in cutscenes. So fun. Fighting on this hill, not great.
Bring it. Hear the echoes of the valley. Show no mercy. Not you two. Time to end. Strike a pose. See?
Higher, pants on fire!
Huh? Wow, that was fast. Did you get all of them? Oh, Paimon's slowly but surely getting used to the sight of you fighting thin air. You doing all right, Deirdith? Deirdith? Hey, it's okay. There's nothing to be scared of anymore.
Oh, I'm fine. I just spaced out there for a moment.
You spaced out? That's a pretty bold move under the circumstances.
Yeah.
I was just... the image of the traveler fighting to protect me. I was trying to commit it to memory. Seems like the least I can do.
All right. Whatever floats your boat.
Anyway, there are no more monsters in the area, and it's getting late. Why don't you stay here tonight?
Sounds reasonable to Paimon. What do you think, traveler?
I'm personally satisfied that Deirdre isn't a threat, but it can't hurt to monitor her for another night.
All right. Deirdre will be... Huh? Deirdre? Why are you going in alone?
As you stare at the hibernation chamber key in your hands, you start to relax and drift into a deep sleep. Soon a vivid dream fills your mind. The Night Kingdom? Brother, what you doing? Ether and the Lord of the Night? My head, it hurts. My headache is gone? I think I hear a voice in the darkness.
Doomsday. A fitting name indeed. A blood-red sky. Wild beasts that slaughter all in sight. Endless pain. A terrible curse that cannot be reversed. And the birth of a savior.
That dream I just had. Oh.
You're awake. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to,
Was she holding my hand?
You just look quite distressed, like you were having a nightmare. I thought if I took your hand into mine, you might find it soothing. At least, that's what my family always did when I had nightmares. But it didn't seem to work on you. In fact, I think I made it even worse. I'm so sorry.
Oh, is that right? You better not be trying to pull a fast one on the traveler.
What? Don't be so... I have more self-control than that.
Self-control? What does that have to do with it?
Ugh, I still can't remember anything. What did I see in my dream just now? I think I saw Ether in the Night Kingdom at the very start of the dream, but I can't remember what happened next. Never mind, if the memory is gone, I can't force myself to remember it. I'm gonna go back to sleep.
Ugh. No way is Paimon getting back to sleep after this. You go ahead. But for the rest of the night, Paimon is staying up to keep an eye on this young lady.
Oh, do I really seem that shady to you?
A little bit. Just a tiny bit.
Well, Deirdre, there should be enough food for 3 days. Make sure you eat the perishable stuff first, so nothing goes to waste. You can't tell which stuff is perishable, right?
Yeah, I can tell from the ingredients. Thank you so much for making all of this for me. 3 days will definitely be enough time for my ankle to heal. Then I'll continue on my journey to find the savior.
All right, then we'll be off. Bye for now, Deirdre.
Wow, we're really just letting her off the hook after that
See,
weird dream,
wait.
right?
But if this is goodbye, how am I supposed to find you again? Oh, I mean, what if I find your sibling? How am I supposed to let you know?
Ah, that's a good point. We share the same goal, but we're constantly on the road, so we've got no fixed address. How about this? When the time comes, you can just write a letter to Mawika. She'll be able to find us for sure.
Mawika? Who's Mawika?
Hold on, I think I see something over there.
It's the Abyss Order! They're here! But it doesn't look like they're marching to war. More like they're running away?
Where? What are you talking about?
A bunch of Abyss Order thugs. You don't see them? They're heading right this way.
Wait a second.
That's strange. I guess it's my turn to not be able to see the monsters.
I bet the tried and tested method will let you see them. If you want.
You're right. I see them now. You weren't joking after all. So this is what it's like.
What a weird situation. What is making these monsters invisible? Is it Deirdre? Or the monsters themselves? Or is it us? Well, might as well mow these ones down, just so they can't pose a threat to the tribes. Woohoo! All done! Their morale seems super low. Guess they really were on the run, huh?
So there's no more of them, right? I still can't wrap my mind around this. Why couldn't I see them until you took my hand?
Believe me, I'm as baffled as you are. The plot thickens. Turns out there are also monsters which I can see but Deirdre can't.
So, any ideas on why those monsters might have been running away? Maybe something went down on the front line. Oh, Paimon's getting a little worried about Eon-san and the others. Let's head back to the Masters of the Night Wind right away. We gotta go. Bye for now, Deirdre.
See ya, and please take care.
You too. I'm worried about her.
Hey, Eon-san, we're back. We ran into quite a big group from the Abyss Order just now. Has something happened at the front?
The front line has collapsed.
What?
Huh? But how?
Did the Abyss Order send in reinforcements?
No, relax. Their front line has collapsed,
Oh.
not ours.
Oh my gosh.
Feels
You
like we could have
couldn't-
played
yeah.
that more clearly at the start. But this is good news, right? Why'd you still look so serious?
Did we finally launch an attack?
No, we're still mustering troops. Nowhere near ready to go on the offensive. So at first, I was also confused about what exactly happened out there. But just now, I got the full story from a guard who was on the scene. He watched the enemy lines crumble in real time.
What did he see?
One person. Just a single individual. They stormed the enemy lines and attacked with a vengeance, cutting them down like paper dolls. They wielded an unknown power and fought with a sword style that no one recognized. The guard who relayed this to me said that before he even had time to react, the enemy was decimated.
I think I know what happened.
I'm only recounting what I heard, and I'm sure the guard in question must be exaggerating to some extent. But still, we have to identify this person, and assuming they're a neutral party, we'll need to figure out how to engage with them. Clearly, they're a force to be reckoned with, so we don't want to come across as too weak or too hostile. It's quite a diplomatic conundrum.
You don't need to sweat it, Eon-san. From your description, we're already pretty confident that we know this person. Honestly, with the Abyss Order acting out so publicly, it's about time he showed up.
He never misses an occasion like this.
Dainsleif.
Were you waiting for me?
It's been a while, Dain. And yeah, after we heard what went down, we figured you'd shown up. You caused quite a stir, you know. Oh, this is a friend of ours from Natlan. Her name's Eon-san. She insisted on coming here to thank you in person.
It is my honor, Mr. Dainsleif. Thank you for breaking the stalemate in our war against the Abyss Order. Natlan is fortunate to share a common enemy with such a mighty warrior as yourself.
No need to thank me. I hunt the Abyss Order for my own reasons.
Please don't mind him, Eon-san. He always talks like that, but he's a pretty nice guy deep down.
It's quite all right. Uezo Janssen respects those of great power. It's quite clear that he meant no offense, and I am still delighted to make his acquaintance. Anyway, since you're old friends, I'll leave you to catch up for now. Take your time.
Sure thing. You probably have plenty of other stuff to do anyway, right? Since this war isn't exactly over. See you later, Eon-san! Dang. Would it have killed you to be a little more polite? She's our friend.
Janssen, yes. I will remember the name, but I will not invest more emotion than is necessary when dealing with the citizens of the Seven. It is a matter of principle for me. Fine. Since you helped break the stalemate, we'll let you off the hook.
Ugh, so stubborn. But whatever. So anyway, Dain, do you have any new info about the Abyss Order for us? Any idea what they're trying to achieve with this war, for example?
Yeah. Never before have I seen the Abyss Order take action on such a large scale. Taken at face value, it seems highly illogical. In a war with the Natlanese, the odds are stacked firmly against them. They surely cannot be unaware of this. Their true goal must be a deeper one.
We thought
Yeah,
so too.
I guess if they're just
Sounds
running
like
away
you're no
from
closer to learning
fights,
what that
they
goal
probably
is
don't
than
want to
we are.
actually fight us, but perhaps cover up something else. I've been on the case for some time, even captured and interrogated several Abyss Order members. Yet still, I am none the wiser. I can only assume they have gone to great lengths to keep their real operations a secret. I have a bad feeling about this. The Abyss Order is wasting a lot of its forces attacking Natlan, so whatever they stand to gain must hold enormous value to them.
What do you think we should do?
Since we lack actionable intelligence for now, we might as well continue to focus on the fighting. Leave them to their secret plots. If they're so willing to sacrifice manpower for it, I intend to make that sacrifice greater and more painful than they could ever anticipated. If we use this opportunity correctly, I believe we can eliminate the vast majority of the Abyss Order's forces. They'll never be able to mount such a large campaign ever again. That outcome is well worth our time. And the sooner we can do that, the better. That's right. The ideal scenario would be to destroy them before they can reach their goal.
Paimon gets it. Nothing in the world can satisfy you like making mincemeat out of the Abyss Order, right?
Yep, that was his point.
Wow. Okay. A rare, candid response from Dain.
Sounds like Dain's one-man attack on the enemy front has put him in a good mood. What about you? Any news to share from your end?
Well, actually, we found her brother's hibernation chamber key near the Collective of Plenty. He must have lost it.
So he's here in person. Unsurprising given the scale of this operation.
Oh, and there's more! After finding the key, we also ran into this weird girl. She kept seeing monsters that we couldn't see, and then, this other time, we saw a load of monsters, but she couldn't. She also said she was on a journey to find the Savior. Her description of this Savior matched the Traveler pretty closely, so we figured it's probably her brother.
Hold on. That girl called him the Savior?
Yeah, that's right. Is something the matter, Dain?
The last time I heard that term was before the Cataclysm, and not just that, it referred to your brother then too. But who would still believe in the myth of the Savior when the Cataclysm has already taken place? It makes no sense. That term's been around even before the Cataclysm?
Wait, wasn't her brother called the Prince, though? Where did this Savior thing come from?
Well, when he was first granted the title of Prince, the Vinster King and the entire court of Conria set about loudly proclaiming the might that he would bring to the nation. They made it sound as if, with him there, all pain and suffering would be washed away, and the future of Conria would be brighter than anyone could imagine. The Savior was the celebratory title given to the prince by those who believed this rhetoric. Of course, you know how that story ended. In hindsight, the cruel irony is glaring. All that title really stood for was the Vinster King's lust for power.
Sounds like the people of Conria really believed in him.
Yeah. Is that why Aether is so determined to revive the homeland? Because he thinks he's failed as the Conrian savior? But that certainly doesn't explain everything. There must be other reasons. As for the girl you met, allow me to offer some speculation. I suspect she is descended from pureblood Conrians afflicted with the curse of immortality. They must have resettled somewhere remote, cut off from the rest of the world. Aha! My suspicions have been validated by Dain. That would explain how her people retained their ancient beliefs, including the myth of the golden-haired savior.
Ah, Paimon gets it now. So, a bit like Kaya. Except she grew up somewhere more isolated? Still, that doesn't explain the invisible monster situation.
If she can't provide us with any more valuable intelligence, I suggest we shift our attention back to the Abyss Order.
Sure.
He's like, I'm done with this
Also,
chick.
Why don't you stay with us at the Masters of the Night Wind for tonight? You must be tired after all that fighting today.
I will consider it, but we must discuss our next steps first thing tomorrow morning. We can't give the Abyss Order any time to regroup. Alright, well, we will wrap up there for today. Our reunion with Dain is finally here. He has validated my suspicions that this girl is some sort of Conrian descendant. She is still strange, though. We don't know what's going on with monsters, and Dain doesn't know too much, it seems like, about what's going on here, and doesn't really know anything more than we do, so hopefully next time we can get that figured out. But I hope you had fun, I hope you enjoyed, and I will see y'all next time. Bye, everybody!